who have supported their communities in the last 12 months. These awards have been made possible due to the support of our sponsors, the judges, and a small team of hard-working officers from the Borough Council. So please, can we start the evening by thanking our sponsors, the Town Centre Partnership, SIS, the Community Foundation, Mayor, the University of Wolverhampton, Helping Hand Environmental, the Chamber of Commerce, and McDonald's. And what's special about so many of these sponsors is that they come and help us very generously every year. I'd also like to thank our judges, the Town Centre Partnership, Love Stafford, and Support Staffordshire, and the team who made all of this possible, Ella Smith for organising the event, Tracy Redpath, who's the boss, and Sarah Warren for sorting out the IT. Can you please all unmute your microphones and give them a big cheer and a round of applause? Fantastic, that's really great. If you could now mute your microphones. Now just a quick word about how this evening will work. We expect that the awards presentation will take less than an hour, so we're not planning on having a break. When the presenters are introducing each award, please will you mute your microphones. That's just so there's no background noise, dogs barking, children crying and running about, you knocking your drink over, and we can all hear what's being said. And then when the award winner is announced, please feel free to unmute your mic and whoop and holler and clap and celebrate in a truly noisy way like you just did. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the first of our 15 awards, the Community Action category, will be announced by Councillor Jeremy Pert, Cabinet Member for Communities. Thank you, Jeremy.
No, David.
Thank you, Timothy. You're looking very natty this evening, I have to say. Well, good evening, everyone, and a very special welcome to all of our shortlisted nominees. This is where they start to bite their fingernails down to the quick, so let me carry on without any further ado. There were a total of 12 shortlisted nominees for the Stafford Borough Community Action category, and these were Fulford Parish Council, Silkmore Community Support Group, Elim Hope Church, Western Road Academy, the Corner Patch, Basich Community Group Facebook page, Hidden Warriors, Looking After Our NHS, Neighbours Helping Neighbours, the County Store, Stafford Walking Streets, and Sewing for Our NHS. And they are all worthy nominees and all great examples of the strength of community that we have within Stafford Borough. So, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. This category has got a highly commended award, and the winner of the highly commended is a project that has involved pupils, staff and governors of Western Road Academy. During the pandemic, they were not sure if they were able to carry on their annual tradition of running a 5K race for life. So decided to run a virtual rainbow run in July. They successfully raised a grand total of £1,369 to support our NHS. So it is my great pleasure to award the highly commended category to Western Road Academy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Fantastic stuff, and my congratulations to Western Road Academy. And so there were now on to the winner of the Stafford Borough Community Action category. Well, there were so many worthy nominees to this category, so it won't come as any surprise for me to tell you that we have joint winners this year. Both winning projects have provided a huge amount of support for vulnerable residents during the national lockdown. One project has utilised surplus food from supermarkets and provided boxes of a wide variety of food products to families in the Stafford area. The other project has provided support to 422 residents in their parish area that has allowed vulnerable residents to get access to food, prescriptions, and attend hospital appointments. So it gives me great pleasure in announcing that the joint winners of the Community Action category for 2020 are the County Stores and Fulford Parish Council.
Hooray!
That's fantastic. Thank you, Jeremy. And congratulations to our winners. Our next category is sports and leisure. And to introduce it, we wanted an athlete. So we chose the member of cabinet with the fastest time for a marathon race, our very own sporty spice, Councillor Mike Smith, Deputy Leader of the Council. Over to you, Mike.
Thank you very much for those kind words. I just wish I was as fit as I was 40 years ago when I ran that London Marathon. The sports and leisure category is a brand new category this year, and there were just 2 nominations. They were quite diverse. The first one was This Is Fitness, and the second one, Eccleshall Eagles Junior Football Club. Over to you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, again, there is a highly commended category in this section, and I'm pleased to announce that the highly commended award goes to a project that has provided sports equipment to its members during lockdown. This is Fitness. This is the name of the organisation. This is Fitness was started by Liam and Hayley because they had a passion for physical fitness and also the impact that it has on mental health. During the national lockdown, they provided exercise classes and personal training sessions online. They held quizzes, they had a sports day, and they had bingo sessions. I'm pleased to announce that the highly commended section is awarded to This Is Fitness.
Well done, Liam. Really.
Fantastic.
The Sports and Leisure Award goes to a football club that has 250 members playing in 21 teams, including 4 girls teams aged 6 to 16. In recent times, they have created an ultra junior section with 25 4-year-olds training every week. They're located just outside Eccleshall and play in both the Mid-Staffs League and the Potteries League. This is a club I have visited, and I've seen the commitment of the volunteers who manage and coach the teams, as well as the great care they take looking after their pitches. All coaches have a Football Association qualification, so parents know their children are in good hands. Incidentally, community grants are available for aspiring coaches. The club has a long-standing relationship with the women's prison, Drake Hall, which is almost next door, whereby the women on pre-parole come and help and run the club's cafe, which generates funds to keep the club sustainable in the long term, while giving the women much needed opportunity to re-engage with the outside world and gain some valuable self-confidence. The club has invested over £100,000 in the past 5 years to make the clubhouse and the grounds one of the best in Staffordshire. It's my pleasure to announce Eccleshall Eagles Junior Football Club as the winners of the Sports and Leisure category for 2020.
Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Councillor Smith. Now, not many of you will know that I too ran the London Marathon. The only difference between me and Councillor Smith is that they used a stopwatch to time him and it time me. But never mind.
Well done, Tim. Well done.
I will now hand over to Councillor Jeremy Pert to introduce our next category, social wellbeing. Thank you, Jeremy.
And there's a link between a number of us, because I also ran the London Marathon, except Mike went round twice by the time I finished the first time round. So I think that sort of puts it into context. Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Tim. Great to see the Eagles flying so high. So great news. On to the social wellbeing in Stafford Borough category. And for this award, we were looking for projects that supported local communities with mental and physical health and well-being. This category was very difficult to judge as there were a number of really worthy nominees. And the shortlisted nominees were as follows: Eccleshall Cares, Stone Community Hub, Stafford Lions, Dewey Bangor Blaze, supporting elderly members of the community, Resolve, COVID-19 Barlaston Community Action Group. So over to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Jeremy. I have not run the London Marathon. The social wellbeing highly commended category is awarded to a group who have supported young people's mental health. When COVID-19 hit in March, Resolve had to quickly figure out how to deliver their service under the new restrictions. They worked to deliver their prevention workshops and other outreach activities online, which will also help future-proof their service. In addition to this, they have created a range of digital resources on their website. Resolve have been recognised nationally as being dedicated to supporting young people, in particular with their mental health. They have engaged with young people through a variety of mediums, such as Facebook pages, Twitter, and Zoom, focusing their messages around up-and-coming trends amongst young people. I am pleased, extremely pleased, to award the highly commended award for social well-being to Resolve.
Well done, everyone.
Hey.
And now for the winner of the Stafford Borough Social Wellbeing category. And it is awarded to a group that delivered 1,250 food parcels to the community, as well as supporting people in need during the national lockdown. Stone Community Hub helps residents of Stone on a variety of different issues, such as supporting job searches, blue badge applications, and provides a food bank. As a result of the lockdown, the number of people in serious need of support has risen. The hub recognised the urgent need for funds, volunteers, space and material. The staff suspended normal operations to reorganise the Frank Jordan Centre, where it works out of, to create additional space to accommodate a much larger food bank, whilst maintaining the need for social distancing. This is why I'm delighted this evening to award Stone Community Hub as the winner of the Stafford Borough Social Wellbeing category for their response to the COVID crisis.
Well done.
Congratulations, well done. Yes.
Hey.
Some fantastic examples of community organisations supporting local people. Congratulations to you all. Can I just take this moment to remind you that if you're present this evening, you can put your comments on the chat function on here so that everybody can see what you think of the winners. And if you're watching from home, you can also access the programme for tonight on the Borough Council's website, and you can see all of the nominees and the award winners and find out more about the projects that they've been involved in. And now I'd like to invite the Mayor to announce the Small Grants Award. Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, Stafford Borough Council have made available a small grants fund. This fund will award grants to organisations who provide facilities or services for people in the geographical area covered by Stafford Borough Council. Projects supported by the grants must be of benefit to local residents, bring about a lasting benefit to members or the wider community, and help to increase organisations' sustainability for reach. The grants awarded in this round are firstly to the Stone Lions Club. Working with Staffordshire Women's Aid, Stone Lions Club will support women and children with resettlement packages after they leave the refuge. The packages will contain supermarket vouchers and vouchers for homeware shops to enable them to buy essential items to help make their new house a home. Second goes to Age Concern, Stoneham District. They are supporting older local residents with advice on benefit scheme, entitlement, applications, and helping them to apply blue badges.
Obviously, it's
In order to make this more accessible, a grant has been awarded to them to purchase an iPad. This will enable their dedicated team of computer literate volunteers to apply for schemes easily. Thirdly, A Child of Mine. This organisation supports families who have lost a child. Bereavement can have a detrimental effect on mental health and well-being, and A Child of Mine work tirelessly to support both parents and children who have lost their siblings. Their grant will support families in Stafford Borough by distributing activity packs and gifts to families. The production and distribution of positive postcards, which are sent to families each week, as well as supporting their Zoom and telephone sessions, so as families can feel completely supported at the most unimaginably painful time. The next one, I think, is for Mike Smith to announce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the Stafford Borough Sports Grant. The Sports Grant scheme has been transferred to the Community Hub, and this scheme allocates funds to talented sports people, to local sports clubs for equipment and infrastructure projects, and also to local sports coaches to contribute towards the cost of their training courses. The sports grants are open to voluntary non-profit making organisations, and the aim of the fund is to encourage and support organisations that offer sporting activities to residents of Stafford Borough. Regrettably, the COVID pandemic has restricted much grassroots sport this year, leaving us with only one grant on this round. And this grant goes to Francesca Armit. Francesca is a promising young swimmer from the Blythe Bridge area who competes across the county and surrounding areas. Last year, she was third in the 200 metres breaststroke in the North Midlands Championships for her age. She has aspirations and is motivated by the success of other local swimmers, including Adam Peaty, who's just down the road from her in New Toxeter. She also wants to please her nan, who also swam competitively when she was young. We awarded Francesca a scholarship to support the costs of her equipment and her swimming costumes.
There is also a grant awarded to the House of Bread, and they would wish to use the grant to design and produce a range of informative literature to ensure that as many people as possible are aware of the services they provide. This will include information on their Cafe 43 service, bread making leaflets, and information posters.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Can we have a round of applause for all of the small grants winners, please? Please. Now, I'd like to hand over to Councillor Jonathan Price, Cabinet Member for Environment, to remind everybody else to mute your microphones, please. Councillor Price.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everybody. The next category to be announced is environmental improvements. And for this category, we are looking for projects that had a lasting impact in the community. And the nominations received for this category were the Frawbridge Litter Heroes and the Titness Best Kept Village Project 2020.
A highly commended category in this area is awarded to Titness Best Kept Village Project. At the beginning of the year, Trevor Underhill commenced planning the 2020 Best Kept Village entry for Titness. contacting all the residents who had been involved in the previous 2 years. Despite the cancellation of this year's BKV competition following the onset of the coronavirus, the volunteers were keen to carry on. They felt that the planting up of all the existing containers would decorate and enhance the village, and therefore everything would be ready for when things return to normal. The 2020 BKV Best Kept Village project lifted hearts and encouraged the community to work together and support each other in very difficult times. It has given people the ability to socialise safely and provide an example of life in a fairly normal form, continuing when the whole world seems to be changing. I'm pleased to award Tittenser Best Kept Village with the highly commended for environmental improvements.
Well done.
Well done, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I'd like to now introduce the environmental improvement winner. Ben Alcock has been collecting litter all around the Fallbridge area in his own time and has been encouraging others to do the same. This resulted in a group of litter heroes operating throughout the area. The litter heroes have done amazing work in the Fallbridge area in order to keep it a cleaner, tidier and a much nicer place to live. It gives me great pleasure to announce Ben Alcock as the winner of the environmental improvement category for the Fallbridge Little Hero.
Well done, mate. Well done, mate.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Councillor Pert will introduce the local hero category.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Jonathan. It's great to support the environmental enhancements and endeavours of everyone in our community, and thank you, Jonathan, for everything that you are doing on this key area. The next category to be announced this evening is Stafford Borough's Local Hero for 2020. And in this category, we were looking for nominees who have gone above and beyond, and we were not disappointed in any respects by any of the nominations. And in any really normal year, whatever normal now looks like, every one of those who were nominated would have been going home with silverware, or it looks like glassware, I think. Such was the nature of all of the standout nominees. The nominees for this category were Debbie Green, Georgia Burge, Daniel Cook and Gareth Brunt, Dr. Anne Andrews. I should just say in passing that Anne's was a posthumous nomination. Margaret Ainsworth Hickman, Joe Cheetham Wilkinson, and Rachel Ollie. Mr. Mayor, over to you.
Thank you, Jeremy. I'll start with the highly commended category. In the local hero highly commended category is awarded to a lady who is a native of Stafford and one of the world's living angels. Her one-track mind is set on raising funds to help bring moments of respite to the mums and dads of little children battling cancer. During the lockdown period, for example, when donations suddenly stopped, she decided to take advantage of the country's spring cleaning craze and set up a pop-up shop in her own small driveway on Parkside. The community really pitched in, donating valuable antique objet d'art, good as new clothing and almost new furniture, prams, baby items, and other bric-a-brac. I'm delighted to announce that the award for local hero highly commended goes to Rachel Ollie for Children's Cancer Patients Alliance, Stafford.
Well done, Rachel.
Well done, Rachel.
Hold on.
Great done, Rachel. Thank you.
Did you come with your own music as well? Because that's impressive.
I don't think that was me then, actually, but that was good.
No, that.
Thank you so much. And
Again.
unexpected, totally.
Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And for the winner, I guess you'll be as excited as I am. So the winner of Stafford Borough's Local Hero category is awarded to someone who's been supporting communities for 15 years in her role with Tesco as a community champion, working out of the Stafford branch, supporting community organisations and groups locally. She ensures that many organisations receive food and non-food items at no cost from the Tesco Superstore so that they can support the various voluntary organisations in the town that they do work with. This ensures products are not thrown away and are still able to be put to the use that they were designed for, ensuring zero waste. This ensures that perfectly good new items are available to groups and to individual residents who are struggling in the town through charities and the groups that they support. So I'm delighted this evening to announce the winner of the Stafford Borough's Local Hero category is Debbie Green for Debbie Green Supporting Communities. Well done.
Go on, Debbie. Yay! Well deserved, well deserved.
Well done.
Well done, Debbie.
Well done, Debbie.
Because this year there's been such a high caliber of nominees, the decision has been made to have a number of special judges awards. And the first of these is a project evolved in early March as news of the coronavirus was spreading, and the first Cobra meeting was called by the government. Barlaston has an elderly demographic, as many of you will know. In fact, I'm one of the youngest in the village. And there was a concern that residents' health and well-being would be affected. The group's strategy was to work with the local shops and amenities to support the community through what was inevitably going to be a difficult time. Groups of volunteers were formed into help teams dependent on what they were able to do, what their skills were, where they lived, and when they were available. Neighbours formed WhatsApp groups, sewing groups made wash bags, scrubs and masks, and an enterprising teenager decorated a tree with messages for the NHS and key workers, which was adopted by the whole road in which she lived, as well as by passers-by. Further teams supporting food shops were established, and the vicar led the way for personal contact as he telephoned residents on a daily basis, providing a listening ear, comfort by way of prayer, as well as just general chit-chat. So I'm delighted, more than delighted, that the Judges Award goes to COVID-19 Barlaston Community Group.
Excellent. Well done.
Well done. Very good. Well done.
There is a posthumous award this year, as Jeremy mentioned earlier, and this has been awarded to Dr. Anne Andrews, who lived in the parish of Tixall for over half a century. In that time, while working in academia and caring for her family, she became an integral part of the village, the cog around which the life of the community revolved. For over 42 years, she had been a parish councillor and unpaid clerk to the council. She worked tirelessly for the local community and oversaw the transition from parish meeting to parish council in 1979. Anne's eye for detail and ability to plan ahead has ensured that the parish council remained a dynamic and effective organisation working for the benefit of the local area and its residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Now, our final awards are Special Recognition Awards. This year, we have two Special Recognition Awards, a Little Star and a Young Hero. Our Little Star is someone who's already become a veteran of Stafford litter picking circles, despite being only 6 years old. As well as cleaning up the streets in her area, she has made face masks to raise money for the PTFA at Liso's school, who work for the benefit of all of the children there. Our little star wants to encourage other children to become involved in community activities, to have fun, make new friends, and help their community. And she's certainly shown all of us what you can achieve. It gives me the greatest pleasure to award our Little Star Award to Georgia Burge.
Well done,
Yay!
Well done, Georgia.
Well done, Georgia.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Congratulations, Georgia. I think you also get the award for the best Christmas tree. Now, if everybody can just mute their mics so we don't get too much echo, I shall announce the second award. The next award winner already provided a valuable community service by delivering newspapers. But at the beginning of lockdown in March 2020, she did something special. She dropped a note into each of the houses that she delivers papers to, offering help and friendship to make sure that each of her elderly customers never felt lonely and never went without the essentials they needed. During lockdown, this young member of the community did people shopping, collected their prescriptions, and paid their bills. More than that, she kept in touch with her customers by phoning each of them on a regular basis. And for some, this was the only contact they had with the outside world at what was a difficult time for everybody. Our young hero helped her older community and showed them that she cared. I'm delighted to announce that our young hero is May Al-Khaldi.
Good.
Well done, May.
Hey. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
That's
Now-
brilliant. Well done, May.
Thank you.
Excellent.
She's
well done.
crying.
She is wonderful.
Well done. That's absolutely fantastic. What you did was very special. In a moment, I'm going to ask Councillor Pert to bring this very special evening to a close, but we've got through the awards really quite quickly. And when he's finished, I'm just going to suggest to Ella, who's done a fantastic job in putting up all of the slides that you see, that if we open up the screen so that we can see everybody, and if the award winners can take a bow, then we can all give them one last big round of applause. But before we do that, let me hand over to Councillor Pert to bring this evening to a close. Thank you very much, Jeremy.
Thank you, Tim. 2020 has been a year like no other in my lifetime, hopefully none of our lifetimes, and I hope that we never have to live through anything similar. So 2020 has been a story of two halves. So quite rightly, some of our winners this evening have been supporting people in our communities for many years, whilst others have come together in response to a period of extreme need thanks to the impact of the global pandemic. Stafford Borough has always had a really strong and vibrant and extensive network of voluntary sector organisations throughout the borough. And this year's winners are in a long list of previous phenomenal winners over the many years that we've been running these awards. And this evening's winners demonstrate the strength of our voluntary sector. I, for one, and many others are humbled by what everyone nominated and those winning awards tonight have done, either this year or over many years, because without you, so many more other people, the communities that we all live in would be much the poorer. So I just wanted to say, certainly to everybody here and everyone who's been supporting communities, a real thank you for everything that you have done and that you do. As like a Swiss watch, the perfect timepiece that keeps time over centuries, it is not the size of the parts, the balancing wheel or the smallest springs, is all of the parts need to work together to make sure that the watch works. You make the place that we live in great, and you are titans amongst our community, and I wanted to extend my thanks to everyone, whether it's key workers, the NHS, those in food and retailing, manufacturing or distribution, or those working within our communities, because they're all vital roles, and I thank you for all that you do. There is some way for us to go, however, and I would encourage everyone to redouble our efforts, support each other, our friends, families, and everyone in our communities. And to which end, the voluntary sector groups and parish councils within the borough are invited to some webinars. Apparently that's stuff a bit like Zoom that we put online, and we can all meet and share thoughts and ideas. But next week on Wednesday and Thursday, with a panel of experts who are all partners of Stafford Borough, we're going to host 3 webinars, one to cover mental health, one to cover financial management, and one to cover supporting the voluntary sector. And I would encourage you to sign up to those webinars, because we have a fantastic range of speakers, and the information in those webinars might be something which is very useful to you as individuals and organisations. So please do take the opportunity to register. The Mayor this evening has given out some awards, some grants, and very nicely done. But I did want this evening to announce that in addition to the normal 2 rounds that the Borough Council runs of small grants, we will be opening up an additional round of grants this evening. Not this evening, early in January is what I meant to say. And we would encourage community organisations to apply for those, particularly in their responses to the COVID-19 pandemic. So if you're looking for support, financial support in what you're doing, we'd be more than happy to try and support you in that, or even signpost you to other organisations who we know have got money. But in broad terms, let me conclude by saying thank you to everyone involved this evening, and especially to Ella, Tracy and the team. Thank you very much. I was very sceptical when we first talked about doing it this way, but I didn't want to lose the opportunity to celebrate the works that everyone has done in their communities. Second of all, I wanted to thank all the brilliant nominees and the winners. You are fantastic in everything that you do. You don't need me to tell you that, but sometimes it is nice to take a public platform and do so. And finally, I wanted to thank the Borough Council for putting on the awards. Thank you, Tim, for the buffet. It was fabulous. And obviously, I wanted to thank the sponsors for the awards, and thank you to Mr. Mayor. Finally, before we get up and thank or to celebrate the winners this evening and the highly commended, I just wanted to wish you a safe journey home, and obviously to say good night.
And safe journey home to you too, Jeremy.
Well done, everybody. Can the winners give us all give us a wave so we can see who you are? And if everybody unmute your mic, cheer.
Very good. Well done.
Well
done, everybody.
Congratulations, everyone.
Well done.
Well done to all nominees.
Well done.
Congratulations. Bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you, everybody, for coming along.
Bye.
Good night.
Take care, look after yourselves. Good night.